Stand on 10 toes, all I ever did. I'm about my loyalty, I never switch. Always ride or die for my fucking niggas. If I talk about it, that's the life I live. Stand on 10 toes, all I ever did. I'm about my loyalty, I never switch. Always ride or die for my fucking gang. If I talk about it, that's the life I live. With or without anyone, I gotta stay in motion. I can't let your actions be the thing that's gon' control me. Getting to the bag, mandatory, I stay focused. If you for my past, then I promise you don't know me. I see niggas come and go, make a play like a pick and roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not refresh the page. That'll just give us an extra view. I am joined, well, you know who I am, Nathan Roberts, of course, a.k.a. Lito Polo 626, a.k.a. Lito Polo himself. But I am joined by the owner of CWS and the founder of Top Rank, Mr. Carter, NTG, what do I call you?
You can call me either one of them, Neith Hinton, Michael outside, whatever you want to call me today.
Oh,
What's going on, my guy? How you doing? Chilling.
This is the first episode of the Top Rank Report. This is a little idea that we came up with every month or so. We are going to update you on the state of Top Rank and its current affairs. If you have any questions that you'd like for us to answer personally, go right ahead. The comment section's right there. Leave it. I know this is the first episode we won't be able to, but we have plenty of questions that I think we'd like to hear out of us anyway.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is the real Top Rank Report, not that bitch-ass version that was on the Facebook page. This is the real one, not the bitch-ass one that the bitch-ass dude made. Oh, yeah, we ready today. I'm ready today.
Now, in order to start this whole Top Rank Report, let's start off with the first question. What is the current state of CWS and Top Rank? Why don't you let the
that's a big question. So the current state of CWS is we are back. We are doing things. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the thing. Very fortunate to be able to still be doing this after so long. I want to thank God, number one. I want to thank everybody who's in my corner, number two, from you to Vaughn to Amir to Sav to everybody who support us and leave us some comments, even the ones that, I want to what the fuck are they thinking, right? But no, seriously, everybody who support us, I want to say thank you. The state of CWS, we are in our 4th season. If people didn't know, Under Siege was the season 3 finale, and Shock was the season 4 premiere, and we are gaslighted and greenlit to do a whole entire season. And we're taking our storytelling in a different approach as we get into this 4th season. I was fully done with this.
As we all were.
We were done. That's what people don't realize. I put out Miami Mayhem, and it took 4 years for me to put out Warzone Coda because the ghost was dead. I didn't have any desire to do this because I had such a long tenure in this thing, and I was burnt out, and it wasn't fun to me no more, and I didn't like the video games, and there was a whole lot of shit going on, and for us to be able to be doing this again, it's really special. This is the most fun we done had. So the state of CWS is, we just beginning season 4. We done took it up another level. We always put quality over quantity, and I'm very proud that we're able to be putting out these 4K shows, true to the vision in which I always wanted to do a show. And I'm happy to be getting the support from everybody. I'm talking the Rockstones, the AJ Jenkins, the Trey Jeters, everybody on the roster.
Yeah, the People's Champion, Rockstone.
The People's Champion, Rockstone from the woods, you know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be getting that support. So when you got a good support system, anything's possible. And, this is the best run we've ever done. And that says a lot because I still have people hit me to this day talking about the old episodes. And, with all due respect, those episodes were good, but it's some next level shit. So that's the state of CWS. The state of Top Rank. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. But, as far as you go, though, you've been doing this for damn near a decade, longer than that now. 10th anniversary was a while ago. So, to have a catalog, it must feel like something special.
No, I do. And you know how call goes. We've been doing this shit. I say, I have to give glory to my cousin. because, we for years, like people y'all see, Neith Hinton, Benzino, Luis Del Toro, NTG, these are all original calls of me. And I had these guys created from like a time I was 8 years old, on No Mercy and Shut Your Mouth, Just Bring It, SmackDown 1, 2, Attitude, all them old games, WCW, NWO Revenge. Me and my cousin would be sitting up playing wrestling games, me and my uncle, me and my brother. We were recorded on VHS, do the commentary, stupid little shit like that before we even knew what call was on YouTube. So, we learned what that is, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do that. So, this is something that I've been doing pretty much forever, you know what I'm saying? And to have the catalog I have, it's crazy, There's people who got more episodes than me, you know what I'm saying? But do they have better episodes than me? That's the question.
And I think that's the real question. But it's funny that we are on the topic of reception, because that is the next question I wanted to talk to you about. See, this last episode you just dropped was, well, it lived up to the name of the episode, Shock.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts behind the controversy and the reception of the episode? How do you feel about that?
Well, if I'm going to be honest with you, I knew it was going to be a mixed bag. You know what I'm saying? I knew there was going to be some people who didn't understand what I was doing. I knew there was going to be some people who was upset because when you make decisions against a fan favorite character, it's always going to be that, response. I just didn't expect the reaction to be that big of a reaction. I expected there would be a couple of people questioning the gods, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is this guy doing? But I didn't expect all that, you know what I'm saying? Look, we taken the direction in a little bit of a different direction. We are not the customary wrestling show. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's so many of those out there. Like, if you want to see a fucking AEW ROH light show, you do not need to be watching CWS or even a WWE light show. We are more like Lucha Underground mixed with Attitude Era, ECW, WWF, WCW.
And that's the best way we can put it in mark terms. I mean,
yeah, that's the market way of putting it.
For people who don't understand what we're trying to do, we're trying to incorporate more of the street element. Think of it akin to a Wire or a Power or something along those lines. Exactly. We're trying to incorporate that and mix it with wrestling. And I don't know if it goes over people's heads. I don't think so. From what the target demos that you seem to get, I think people are understanding of that. But there's always some people that will go over people's heads, and how that go. But
absolutely,
let's take a look at some of these comments here.
Wait, but hold on, before we get to them comments, I just want people to understand pretty much what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're telling stories in a more intricate way. You know what I'm saying? We're promoting entrepreneurship. We're promoting the mental side of things and characters, right? NTG, he owns a nightclub, right? He's trying to get into casino business. Nathan Roberts owns a trucking company. We have Diesel Power, Fuel Line. We have Von Hollywood being a Hollywood actor trying to launch a movie studio. We're telling stories about these wrestlers larger than life. These are guys who have businesses outside of wrestling. They see wrestling as a hustle. We're getting into the mental makeup of why they make decisions they make. This whole angle going on with what's going on right now, it's more about people making a choice. And then when they do make that choice, what are the consequences? We're telling stories in a different way. We're not telling the traditional wrestling.
No, and I like what you said, because Top Rank has more of a focus on the person rather than like it's about the personality of the person and the actions that they take.
Exactly.
How does it affect everybody else around them?
Exactly. It's a chain of events. It's an overarching and underarching. There's different elements.
And I say long term to the point where it's like it's going over people's heads, and we're gonna address that later.
It's going over people's heads, and it's like, if you want to see that AEW, ROH, indie style wrestling, go.
AEW claims that they do long term storytelling.
They don't. I'm sorry. They just don't. I don't see any long term AEW, but that's besides the point. Like, go watch that stuff. Like, And there's plenty of call shows out there. And we do highlight reel too, and we do it very well. But there's other call shows that focus more on that aspect of call over the storyline. This here is story-centric wrestling. If you don't like that, if you're not ready for some risks to be taken, get the fuck out. It's pretty much what I'm going to say. I know my shit don't stink, right? You know, this shit is good shit. And it's not just me who feels this. I know this is excellent top-level call shit, and I'm going to talk my shit because I can. Difference is I back it up with the episodes. You know, I don't promote, and then out of nowhere, I'm ready to quit and then come back to it a week later. You know, I don't do that. When I'm in, people. I'm in. You know what I'm saying? You get all of me. So I know the shit that we putting out is crack.
Oh yeah, no.
All y'all motherfuckers.
All the passion that we have for what we do, you could tell it's in the product, and you could see it on the screen.
So
you know,
all y'all motherfuckers who question me and all that, like y'all ain't gonna come back and double back and watch the next episode. Watch your mouth, watch your conduct. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love. I appreciate people telling me what they feel, but at the same time, there's a certain level of respect that needs to be there, especially when people putting out this kind of work for free and for passion. This shit takes hours to do. Nobody knows what it's like to sit in this fucking chair until they make a show. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say on the storyline base of it, because, you know, motherfuckers is getting me tight.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to
you. We'll have a chance for you to respond to these said motherfuckers right now.
So let's look at water. What up, Mir?
So we gonna look at some of these comments. This is the first comment from a Skywalker 401.
Okay.
And he said, "What an episode! I hope there's some trickery going on, because if that ending is legitimate, that's a crazy thing to do. The commentary is the best I've ever heard on this episode, and the production is masterful. I cannot wait for the next episode, dude. Please keep CWS coming. I don't care if it takes a while for episodes. If they look like this and they're thought out like this, take all the time you need."
Well, thank you, Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? That right there is what I want, you know? When we put so much time into bringing stuff to 60 frames, 4K, you know what I'm saying? On Elgato, we're using the best technology to bring you the best looking product. We put the best cards together and bring over-the-top elements. You know, I'm happy that people get to notice. You know, as far as the ending goes, I know, you know, where we going, and a lot of people, the ending. Look, y'all gotta watch these days, the next episode.
Hey, keep it up, man.
These days. Watch the next episode and then make a decision. Until then, have some patience and put some faith in your boy. Y'all say y'all love the booking and shit. When have I let y'all down for real? Come on now. Come on. I deserve that break. I deserve a break. Just you know what I'm saying? Sit back, relax, and I got you. We got you. Because it's not just me who does this, by the way. And I want to put it out there. And I know people about to get upset because they probably don't want to be out there, because I can already imagine that people will, oh, wow, so he's booking it. No. It's not just me behind this, right? I book this stuff, but I have advisors, and I have people that I talk to about it, Vaughn being one, Envy being another. All three of us. We are very much in the loop, and we toss ideas back and forth. Now, the ending to that episode, neither one of them came up with it. And if we're going to be honest in front of everybody, because we want to promote honesty, servitude, and humility, they were both against the ending. Against it. They said, don't do it. Both of them. And I decided to go ahead and do it. So it's not like they decided that. But however, there's not a better team to be on than me, Envy, and Vaughn. There's not a better team.
And to quickly clarify, because I know certain guys are going to feel some type of way after you said that, I'm not playing politics, pal.
No, if anything, you're holding yourself back a little bit. It's me going this way. Trick or treat, motherfucker, right? So it's me doing it. So, all right.
Oh, motherfucker assume, this guy. Well, and now we're going to take a comment here from one of your favorite viewers on the show.
My favorite?
Kano Walker. This is your best episode top to bottom. Holy shit. If Nate the Great is dead, I'll never support this shit again. Dead? I can't believe this. Great promo by the vegans. Great GTA 5 scenes. I have no clue how you do that, but that is some of the best shit ever to watch. Those scenes in GTA 5 really feel like acting. Everybody has a new theme song, I noticed. I noticed a lot of different details. Wish Matt Diesel said something. Von Holly is a pure heel with a classic promo. That's word for word, so Love his look too. Rude, not on his level. Travis Spark promo was my favorite one. Where's Mark Angle? I mark out for his song, I Love Tool. Nate the Great, dead. I respect you, dude, and I love the shows, but for that, piss off. And that is verbatim.
Well, first of all, I love the Tool song, too. I'm a big fan. Shout out Mark. That's my guy. VVS and all that. Yay to the oils fall off, right? Check this out, right? So you see how that comment was? It went from being the best shit ever to piss off and, I'll never support this shit again to the GTA scenes are cool. Look, man, I get it that y'all emotionally invested to your characters that you really like, and I appreciate the love and the adulation, but y'all gotta calm down, man. Like, y'all ain't never watched General Hospital or The Walking Dead or something like that, where it was like cliffhanger at the end, and then you watch the next episode and what the fuck is going on?
This is where I said, this is what I was saying earlier, akin to, people letting shit go over their heads. They need to start realizing that you can't approach CWS with a Mark mindset, because wrestling logic doesn't apply here. It doesn't apply in Top Rank.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. You need to start thinking outside the box. You need to start thinking more along the lines of a street-like show. Your powers, your local hood film, something along the lines like that. That's the type of mindset that we're going for when we book these kinds of stuff. Kano Walker also said...
Hold on, because there was some other shit he said.
Oh, yeah, I apologize.
Matt Diesel will be on These Days.
Okay.
He has a lot to say.
I believe it. That's the world champ right there.
Yes. It was a long build for that, by the way, too. Everything we do is long-term booking. We don't just do shit just to do it. So what happened with that was I didn't give him enough time to do his promo in enough time, because I went on a trip to Virginia and I was rushing to get the promos in time, and I didn't give him enough time. And by the time he sent me his promo, the show was already saved. So Matt Diesel will be on These Days. He will be a huge focal point of These Days. Mark Angle will also be on These Days. And he's in a match with AJ Jenkins. It's a champion versus champion non-title match, and that's the co-main event. It's going to be a huge card. We have a huge roster, by the way, also. When you don't see some guys on back-to-back Warzone episodes, just know that they are around. They will be back. And this is how we keep people fresh also. So not to be that nigga, but I know what I'm doing when it comes to booking. So, Now, go ahead, read some more of his
He also said in another comment, still can't believe you did what you did to NTG, but won't kill off Roberts. SMH, I just keep rewinding that last part in disbelief.
Why do... Okay, so we don't want NTG killed off, which, I don't, know how to confirm nor deny. You guys have to watch the episode to see if he's alive or dead. I saw somebody say something. He got shot in the head, in the chest, in the stomach. No, he didn't.
He got grazed in the head.
He got grazed in the head. Shot in the right shoulder, and shot in his rib cage on the left side. 3 shots. He did not get shot 10 times, number one. But number two,
I don't think people know how to count gunshots.
Yeah, they don't know how to count gunshots. But since we want to play this game, and shouts out to Kano. Kano always supporting the shows. I'm not clowning on Kano Walker, but you want to play this game?
No, he
right?
Support.
All right, let's play this game. So you don't want NTG shot off, but you want Nathan Roberts killed. Why do you want Nathan Roberts killed? What is this narrative y'all got with Nathan Roberts? Nathan
I don't know.
A big, vital part of the show, and I'm just going to say that for y'all who don't like him, you have to get over it. I have held him. I don't want to say held him back, because that's not the truth. Like, I don't want to go too much behind the curtain, because there's stories as to why, certain gimmicks, and we had to, get some clarity and get some things together. But Nathan Roberts has never been 100% at the forefront, and he's finally getting his roses, and now people want him killed off. When he was helping other guys, I asked him to do some things I didn't ask other people to do, such as, put over Reggie, and he did it with no problem. I asked him to work with some guys that other people didn't want to work with, and he did.
Brandon Hayes and them.
He paid his dues.
Guys that who aren't in the business right now, and that's no disrespect to them.
So,
but it's true.
He paid his dues, man. So show some love. He's in a great program right now with AAA. That's my guy.
That's going to be a great storyline, and I just want people to see the booking, man.
Exactly. We giving spots to people who want to be here, not people who, 1 minute, we're back. The next minute, I'm done. No, we don't do that. You either all in with me or not. But we know where the door is, right? But like I said, there's no better team to be with than me, Von, and Envy. No better team, bar none, and Carl. I'm just gonna say that again.
And I will reiterate that point because nobody, and you see the shows, everybody else see the shows. Nobody thinks like us when it comes to this kind of things, and that's fact. That's fact.
And shout out to Amir, he gives great ideas too.
Brilliant. Shout out Amir. Shout out Amir. You know what I'm saying?
I'm open to ideas, y'all. You could ask Rockstone, right? You could ask AJ Jenkins. You can ask Trey Jeter. You could ask anybody that's like not in my, because I know it's going to be said, well, of course, Vaughn and Envy and Amir get great shit, and Sav, that's the inner circle right there. That's the click. That's the click. Trick or treat, motherfucker. That's the click. Look. Go to any other guy outside of the quote unquote clique that y'all call us.
Hey,
right?
Rudo was eating. I don't want to hear that.
Rudo's eating. He's not involved in the clique. And then there's been people on the roster, and I'm not going to pull names, but there's been even people in the comments. They're not feeling Rudo.
Ray's had great spots. He was a world champion for a very long time. He's not.
And we love Ray. And we love Ray. We love Ray. Let's put that out there. But Ray's my brother from way back. But I'm going to use Rudo as an example. There's people who aren't really high on him, and I still go over and beyond to push him, and I will continue to do so. And when people give me ideas and we collaborate on some shit, we come up with some classic shit. Rockstone and me, we always shooting the shit, coming up with ideas. It's not just what I say and that's it. So, cut us some slack. We know what we doing. We put out the biggest
this
cars.
comment I'm about to read.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm ready for it. We put out the biggest cars and the best cars. And as you can see, one thing y'all can't deny, right? The passion. You hear me as I'm speaking. The passion is here because I'm passionate about the shit that we do. So when people don't fully understand, or, they tell me one thing and then they fuck around and do another thing, the shit gets me heated. And then I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? We got to let the clip go a little bit. And when it's time to let the clip go, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Go read the next comment, my brother.
Kruger Gomez.
And
he said...
Is that the dude that he'll say everything in a period and then go to the next slide?
he be leaving comments like a haiku.
Yeah, like he leaves like a sentence and he press return, another sentence, another sentence. Like, dude, I appreciate the way you type, though. You're unique.
Your best episode so far. It was hard to top What About Now, but hey, you did it.
I agree with that, by the way. What About Now is probably my favorite episode. Continue.
Love the commentary.
Thank you, Kruger.
Love the GTA scenes. What do you mean more?
We
do. And I quote, great Travis Scott monologue.
Travis Scott? I didn't know we had Travis Scott. But hey, maybe he could be another top-ranked ambassador.
Great Hollywood monologue. Funny commercials. Intro looks like a sitcom. Different feel for wrestling. Enough kissing your ass.
Oh, come on.
Kill NTG off. When you figured it out. Wrote Hinton off. You do this. Whatever, dude. NTG was killed. Like the other guy said, I'm out. Love the show. Don't pull a Walking Dead and kill Glenn off. 4 out of 5 stars would be 5 if you didn't reach for shock value.
First of all, well, all right. See, now we got to have a conversation. Whoa, okay. Wow, we got a lot to break down on that comment. Let's start with don't be like the Walking Dead and kill off Glenn.
You compared NTG to Glenn. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, number one, which is wow. But let's dig a little deeper. The John got the pussy open. She ready to get long stroke missionary, so we finna dig deeper and touch her soul. Now, check this out. Y'all be the same motherfuckers who, on a Marvel movie or a TV show or a DC movie or a TV show, be mad when they go away from the comics. Y'all be, man, this isn't accurate. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. But Walking Dead killing off Glenn by the hands of Negan and Lucille is comic book accurate. So right away, let's stop that whole, it'll be like Glenn getting killed. Motherfucker, Glenn had to die because that is how
he was John Cena in that shit, nigga. He was surviving everything.
Yeah, and that's how the story went with Negan.
When Glenn was trapped under the fucking dumpster with all those walkers, I
knew he survived, and everybody said he died. I'm like, no, he survived. They wouldn't kill Glenn off camera.
That should have been it. Fuck that.
But see, they softened people because that was season 6, right? And then the Glenn shit with Negan was season 7, episode 1. But the point is, that was accurate to do that, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Enough with that. So that's 1. 2, look, I'm not reaching for shit with shock value, homie. And see, that's when, you know what I'm saying? That, look, I'm one of them ones, and, you know, it's going to go left a little bit because everything that I do, everything that I put into this shit here is thought out. You know what I'm saying? It is long-term storytelling.
Well, everything we do.
At the end of the day, we don't do anything for shock value. If anything, we do inside comedy more than anything. You know, do you guys understand?
Nah, I don't think they realize the amount of inside jokes. Nah,
the amount of inside jokes and references we do on commentary and promos and stuff like that. Like, maybe there's a lot of that going on, but as far as shock value,
it's some real quote unquote click shit, I guess. If you
number 3,
Kevin Nash.
What the hell does that mean? That Neith Hinton comment. What the fuck
Neith Hinton isn't written off. I don't understand where that came.
Neith Hinton is not written off. And who the fuck hates Neith Hinton? Like,
he loves Hinton, apparently. That sounds like, to me, that's his favorite, one of his favorites.
You know, Neith Hinton is like one of the ones.
Had a really good one.
Look, man, we gonna put some respect on Neith Hinton's name. You know what I'm saying? He's at a tumultuous point of his career, and he gotta get it together. But, you know, this whole, thank God, you know, like Neith Hinton, you know, he needed to go. Like, we not gonna do that. And
nah, I think he was mad.
Oh, no, he left me a comment. No,
he was mad that Neith Hinton got quote-unquote wrote off. But
No. At Undersea, no, he was happy when Neith Hinton lost to Matt Diesel. I remember his comment.
Well, that's probably because he wanted Matt Diesel to win.
But he was angry when Neith Hinton beat Vaughn, too.
So
it's an anti-Neith.
Okay, so it's anti-Neith Hinton.
Yeah, I remember. I may smoke a lot of weed, Joe, but I remember certain shit. Matter of fact, hold on. Now, you know what? We're going to save that. We're going to save that. Hold on while I blaze. We're going to do it, though.
And it's funny because I actually was going to ask you about Neith Hinton, but we'll save that.
Yeah, we're going to save that.
That's literally the next question, but we have one more comment to read off.
But hold on.
All right.
Who said Nate the Great is dead?
And nobody said that.
Nobody said that. Did y'all see him get shot? Did we show that?
We heard gunshots.
We saw him gunshots, and he's bleeding.
Last time I checked,
yes.
Last time I checked, he was moving.
Exactly. He was breathing. He wasn't stiff.
I'm just saying.
You know? I'm stiff in the morning. He wasn't stiff. Pause. But the point being, motherfuckers, wait and see, and I got you. I promise I got you.
That's what people are. They're not patient. But, you know, when this in call, you know, episodes take out for, I just up, you know, that's later. Anyway, last comment before we continue with the questions, because we have a lot. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is from Tom Phillips.
Okay.
Shock is the title because you want shock value over doing things that make logical sense. The show is great until you jump the gun for no good reason. Killing off one of the best characters out of nowhere off screen, at that, is a horrible Russo-style decision. You took something amazing and made it a shit show just like that. Way to go, TV.
Shit show? Russo? Vince Russo wouldn't have him killed off, number one. He would have had his dick cut off and he'd bleed out to death. Or he would have been in an angle where his son and him are in love with the same fucking woman. Or they climb on a pole to get, you know, Viagra. Or a transgender. Okay? Transgender. We got to clean that up. Transgender. No disrespect.
Yes, sir.
But that's Russo. Like, so learn what the fuck you talking about, number one. Number two, shit show. We could say a lot of things about CWS. What we're not going to do is use the word shit show. That's where we go over the line. That's hyperbole. Now we're just saying anything. Wait, like the man says, y'all be saying anything on this app. Over like Rover. You know I had to get one in there. There's more of them inside jokes that y'all hate. Yes. But there is no shock value. And the fact is, the title of the episode was shock because it's sending a shock to the system, motherfucker. Not because we do shock value. If anything, we do less shock value now than ever before. Y'all weren't there back then. Ask Nathan. He was there at the old CWS.
All right, so if you want to say Russo-style booking, I mean, if there was any time to apply that, that would have to be like, you know, early CWS. Like, it was just a swerve, just to have a swerve for the sake of the Swerve.
Yep, swerves. That was the old CWS.
You know, the Inner Circle era CWS.
Yep.
It was swerves just for the sake of it.
This is that FloJo area. I'm talking.
And we've gone through so many. We've had the Inner Circle, the Big Three, the Mega Trip, all the shit.
Exactly.
And,
See,
and it's like now we have the 1%. You know, so it's like plenty of different layers. And it's funny. I actually brought up the Inner Circle. And it's funny that we talked about Neith Hinton prior to this, because my next question is, what's going on with Neith Hinton?
Neith Hinton is at between a rock and a hard place in his career. He's a 28-time world champion who's given everything to the sport of professional wrestling, and he shocked the world. Shock value. He shocked the world, right? And winning the world championship at Halloween Havoc 3 Hellbound. And it was sort of like Hogan in 02 winning that title. And he was having great matches. He had a great match with Benzino on Warzone. He had a terrific match with Kyle Simmons in the main event of a Warzone. The match he had with you at Never Say Never Again. Neith Hinton has been having bangers since I brought him back. And he was never supposed to be in the forefront right now, because, you know, it's a newer era and Neith Hinton has been around forever. And, you know, there is a passing of the torch type of situation that goes on, and he sort of did that for Matt Diesel. Although after the match, what happened after the match now, if he was happy to move out of the spotlight before, I guarantee you he is back with a chip on his shoulder now, thanks to the actions of Mr. Travis Sparks. So Neith Hinton, his story, there's still some pages to keep turning.
And plus the little things, like he was looking a little skinny in that match when he pulled up. He was a little, you know.
Well, you know, I heard he had COVID, but I'm not going to speculate.
Nah, man.
Because, you know, there are people who actually put on weight with COVID. You know, I never heard that before. But Neith Hinton's case, you know, he might have lost some. So, you know, Neith Hinton, as we thought we were at the end of the book, seems like these guys have now given him a couple of more pages. And Neith Hinton's that one guy, man. When he's in there with somebody, you just cannot bet against him. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no.
50-50 fight whenever he's in the ring. So
I remember, you know, Neith Hinton lost that Never Say Never Again, and that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, you know? So, I mean, a lot of people do still want Neith Hinton a part of this, despite some of the comments that you read. On to my next question. Now, this is actually asking about, in my opinion, I would have to throw him in the mix as far as, you know, rivals to Neith Hinton. Now, the latest acquisition of the 1%, Travis Sparks, that probably was a shocking moment to a lot of people, including myself. How did that even come about? How'd you get in contact with Travis? I mean, you know, with the whole, you know, Call of Honor situation going on and all that, how did you guys make amends? How'd you guys reach out and make that deal?
Well, see, it was easy because Travis is a guy that I have great love, respect for, and he's a friend to me. And he's always been loyal to me and always had great mutual respect amongst us. And, you know, I understand what it is to run a call show, right? I understand what it is to have a roster full of a lot of guys and gals. And there's only but so many titles, only but so many opportunities that can go around to everyone. And it's not an easy job trying to keep everybody happy, right? So I understand when he's trying to push other guys and stuff. My only issue in COH towards the end of my tenure was, you know, I did a lot for that brand, a whole lot. Can't be denied. I brought in a lot of people over there. A lot of fans came over when I went over. And I felt that I wasn't getting my respect, right? But we never got like nasty with each other. Never got to that level, right? So it was easy to, you know, like look past that stuff because it never got personal. We never like cussed each other out or nothing like that. It was never anything crazy. You know?
I mean, it was to my understanding that he wasn't really, you know, he didn't have call on his mind.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, he didn't. He was removed from it, and he put out a great show at The Last Dance, a tremendous show. People need to go watch that. I was a part of it, and it was an honor for me to take.
Hell, I was a part of it. I didn't even get a fucking message.
But how it went about was we had conversations and we just flirted with the idea of him coming back. And it was always something I wanted to double back to because he's an original. He's a CWS original. He's the first ever world champion.
That is true.
You know, I always wanted to bring him back, but what I did know is I wanted when I brought him back to be when we were actually back and when it had a real impact. Because before, you know, we would make one episode, stop for 2 years, make an episode, and I didn't want to waste it. And, you know, I just started looking. I'm like, man, it's been 8 years. It's been 8 years. Like, there's so much there. There's so much open stories from the past, and it fits now. That's another thing. Neith Hinton, the world champion again. Mr. Carter back in the mix now, like he was in that original iteration of CWS when he was a part of it, and the way the storylines were going when he was the champion, where Mr. Carter screwed him out of the title for Neith Hinton. You know, he screwed him out of the title for Neith. And then Travis won the World War and never got his title match. And there was so much unfinished business. It almost felt like he was Morales on The Walking Dead. If people watching know who Morales is, I was like, we have to bring him back. And he was excited to come back, extremely excited. How it went exactly was, I hit him on Twitter. I'm like, yo, I'm going to send you a voice note on Facebook. I broke down the plan, bring you back. This is what I'd love for you to do. And if you like it, and we had a conversation and he joined. And the promo he cut on that last episode of Shock, I absolutely was in love with the promo. You ever heard a promo and you wanted it to keep going? That was that. So I'm very happy to have him back. And I was very happy to bring him into the 1% because he fits what the 1% is.
Hey, you know, that's a face we haven't, you know, seen in a long time. On the topic of faces we haven't seen in a long time, what's going on with Ray Gettys?
Well, how do I say this? I don't want to spoil anything, right? So I have to watch what I say. But Ray Gettys is still a part of CWS.
Okay.
Right? I will say that. He's still a part of CWS. We haven't seen the end of the redneck, and there is some unfinished business. And trust and believe, Ray Gettys is going to want to settle all scores before calling it a day.
I definitely believe that. You know, the 1% has a lot of enemies, especially right now when, you know, the outside is looking in and, you know, NTG is not there.
Also have a lot of allies. Don't let that go over y'all's head.
Well, we ain't going to talk about that. But one question that's definitely on everybody's mind after that last episode, what will Von Hollywood think now that NTG is quote unquote on the sidelines right now? What is going on with the 1%? Is Von Hollywood going to take the reins? What's Matt think? What's up? What's going on?
We're going to learn all of that on These Days. These Days is 1 month removed from the shooting. There hasn't been a Warzone episode since because of the investigation going on, and the heat is too much now. So Mr. Carter decided to pull the plug for a couple of weeks. And These Days, the wrestling show is back, and we're going to get to see exactly what's been going on over the last month. So what Von Hollywood thinks, what Matt Diesel thinks, what Travis Sparks thinks, Mr. Carter, and everybody else who saw the shooting, knows of the shooting, Rockstone. We're going to get to know all of that on These Days. And I promise it's going to be the most unique episode in our catalog. And that's a big statement.
Well, one thing I will say before, you know, I ask another question. For all the people that were mad that NTG got shot, nobody asked who shot NTG. They didn't want to, like, put that together. Like, why the fuck did he get shot instead of who shot him? I think that's the bigger question. You know, so, I mean, hopefully we get some of those answers. Now.
We absolutely will.
AAA.
The gatekeeper, the big deal.
Gatekeeper, yes, the big deal.
The system.
One of the bigger signings that you've done in a recent.
We defunded a company. We signed him, and that whole company, you know, we packed him up. You know what I'm saying? We packed him up. No disrespect to one of the homies running it, but, you know, the Tennessee boy, wherever he from, Memphis, ain't Memphis in Tennessee, my dumb ass, my stupid ass. We packed him up. When you let somebody like AAA go, you don't deserve to be in business. That's the biggest star, the biggest deal, and I'm happy to have him. And we packed them niggas up. And if they ever come back, we got AAA and y'all don't. Ha 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 ha.
Well, AAA has been running into some problems with certain OG, a certain executioner and his cohorts.
Executioner? You mean the best pure striker in
CWS history? Yes. Yes. Mr. Nathan Roberts, yes. Mr. Probably the most, well-liked person on the roster.
Oh, yeah, he's loved. I can feel
he's definitely loved. What's up with that? What's going on with that?
So, this is one of those long-term storytelling thingamajigs that we were talking about. There's some real shit going on between AAA and Nathan Roberts that we haven't exposed yet because we're getting to that. There's a reason for this. The reason Nathan Roberts came out, a reason the Leaders of Tomorrow and the Cash Cartel are going at it. There's a real gritty, dark reason. And we're going to expose that, and we're going to begin to start exposing that on these days.
Also, Mr. Carter got laid out by these guys, and, he's been real silent about that. That's usually uncharacteristic of Mr. Carter.
Well, when have you known Mr. Carter and let somebody get one up on him?
Never.
My guess that the old man has something for the Cash Cartel.
And mind you, it's very rare that he gets touched. Very rare. I don't think I've ever seen him get touched. So we
haven't. So
that itself was a moment.
Exactly. And I think the old man is going to have something for the Cash Cartel. If I was a betting man, get on BUSR, by the way, get your bag. I would say Mr. Carter doesn't forgive nor forget those kind of things.
So, now looking a bit forward in the timeline, what is next for CWS's CPVs? What's up with that?
So, our next CPV taking place is Halloween Havoc 4, The Curse of Thorn, continuing the story we started on Halloween Havoc 3, Hellbound. People, I hope you were watching to the last possible second because we had a post-credit scene, and we are continuing that storyline plus everything that's going on. Remember, long-term storytelling. Remember, overarching storylines. These are things that I gave you guys, that I'm telling you guys, and it's up to you guys to hear it and pay attention. Don't be lost when stuff happens because we've been planting seeds, But that's the next pay-per-view. After that, we have CWS License to Kill from the Barclays Center. And the final pay-per-view of this season is on Deadly Ground, and that's from Madison Square Garden.
I also heard a couple of rumors that there might be something planned on Christmas.
Well, yes, there's a couple of gates that need to open, and they will be open this Christmas. And it's a show like you've never seen in CWS's history. Matter of fact, I'm just going to tell you the name, but I'm not going to tell you every little thing. It's called Forbidden Gate. It is a joint pay-per-view with another wrestling brand, and you are all going to find that out. It's coming out around Christmas.
I really can't wait for that. I wonder who we going to collab with. Now, bit of a personal question. What's going on with the OGs, man? What's up with the Travis Yamazakis, you know what I'm saying? The Dustin Collins and them? What's up with that? Where they been at?
So Dustin Collins and Luis Del Toro are training in Venezuela to make a comeback to be Call Wrestling Society's top echelon tag team with the Devilish Express. They were on a bit of a losing streak. So these are professional wrestlers. They're great fighters. And, I am honored to be their promoter. When it comes to some of the other OGs, such as Travis Yamazaki and Zachary Chen, we're opening a wrestling school, and they are teachers now. But, who knows? They still might get in there and take a bump or two. Who knows? The OGs always find a way to a bag, and we don't discriminate on age, race, sex, creed, nor anything. So,
what's up with Vincenzo's crew, man? It's been a while.
Well, they have some things going on. Now, Benzino still has to get healthy because, his last match he had with AAA where he was a bloody mess. He got a nasty gash right above his eyebrow. So that thing is still healing a little bit. When you get older, it takes cuts a little longer to heal. So they got to get healthy. But Vincenzo's crew is definitely still around, and they're still in the mix.
What happened to Heavy D? Where he been at?
Heavy D. So we have had scheduling issues. Heavy D wants to still contribute to do commentary, but our schedules haven't been favorable for us to do commentary as much as we'd like, but we're trying to find a workaround. So Heavy D will definitely be back in the mix.
With the positive reception of the last episode's commentary team, would it be possible to pursue a 4-man team in the future?
I'm not opposed to it. I think that would be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I think the commentary right now, and ridiculous in a good way, by the way, y'all, in a good way. I think the commentary is already top-notch, top rank. Treat, motherfucker. It's already top rank. It's already over the top. And adding Heavy D to that mix will ensure you, the fan, get a great experience to the point where it's almost blow for blow, where you could watch your TV or do something else and put the commentary on and know exactly what's going on at all times. And that is my job as a promoter, to give you all the best experience possible.
Now, to switch some gears for a second, there's been some rumblings going on in behind the scenes we haven't really made public yet.
Okay.
XWE. Now, if you were to objectively take a look at the 1% on XWE and the 1% in CWS, you would notice that there is a lot of differences.
Yes.
Was that intentional? Was that the overall goal? Was there a miscommunication on somebody's end? What happened with that?
Well, I always wanted the CWS version to be seen as the true version of the 1% because it's my baby and it's our baby. Actually, let's do this. So the name 1%, the logo and all that, Matt Diesel came up with that. Sav came up with that. I had the idea for us all to be a faction. I was going through names and he was like, yo, the 1%. I'm like, yo, that name is great. So let's do that. Let's say the truth. We tell the truth. We don't tell lies. So, but I always wanted the vision of what we were doing a certain way. And with me doing the booking here with my greatest advisor of all time and my best friend in the world, we come up with so much great things that this is the true version and vision of the 1%. And there's direction. You know, the XWE version of the 1%, there's a lack of direction. There's a lack of investment. And when I say investment, that means that, with episodes so far and few in between, it's hard for guys to be invested. It's hard for people to remember every little detail between the episodes when there's so much time for an episode to come out, and there's a lack of passion on that end over there. And there's a lot of stuff in that version of 1% that's not my vision. Like there's members that I never, okay to be in the group, or Von okay to be in the group. It's a different vision. The canon version of the 1% is CWS's version of 1%. The other version of 1% is cool and all, but that's basically like, that's NWO Japan or NWOB team, and this is like the original NWO over here. That's the difference.
So we know that's how it turned out, but was that the original intention?
No, the original intention was, so we wanted to do a shared universe, not a multiverse, a shared universe to where we could have some of the same people be in each other's shows, and they keep certain things that they have in other shows, so it's not too confusing for people. But again, when there's a lack of passion, a lack of commitment, a lack of direction, it's hard to do that. So I just stopped trying to make it work. That's over. The days of me, convincing people to do this and convincing and convincing and convincing and convincing and pitching and pitching and pitching, that's over. Can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't force people to want to fuck with me or want to fuck with Top Rank. So, you know what I'm saying? I just throw my hands up, when I
feel
for
that.
instance, simple things like a tires, we'll make a tires and then the wrong attire get used. And, those are little mistakes. Shit happens, but it speaks to a bigger issue. I'm a very detail-oriented person. You know that for sure. You know that. Everything is in the details to me. The passion is in the details. That's what separates my show from these other shows. And that's why other shows are trying so hard to be CWS light, and they could never be because they're not as creative as me. Nor do they have what I have. Nor do they have the respect of the roster. Nor do the roster trust them. These are things that have been built over time. With time comes trust. With passion comes dedication. And I'm very meticulous in the way I do things. And when I ask for certain things or other people ask for certain things, and then we watch a show and it's not being done or considered the way we ask, that it's only going to be better for the show, that tells us, okay, this guy's just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, and cool. We'll just treat it as such. We'll just treat it as, okay, he's just going to do what he wants to do anyway, so let's just do this to, make him happy, and we'll do what we really want to do over here, pretty much.
Now, Khan's put on some pretty cryptic tweets and put on some pretty cryptic Instagram posts. What's going on with XW?
I don't fucking know what's going on with XW, to be honest with you. Every fucking week is something different. I put everything I had into doing XW. For those of y'all who don't know, I was fucking done with this shit. As far as call goes, I was completely out of this. And Khan, we gonna tell the whole truth there, because that's what we gotta do. Right?
Okay, I'm gonna let you have the floor then.
Khan would be, paying me and paying some other people to do promo. Cool. This was at a time when I was after COH, after YWF, that we packed up, by the way. I was not into doing this shit at all. And, every once in a while, Khan would ask me, hey, man, want to do a promo? And, he'd cash out me or some money or PayPal at the time. I'm like, okay, cool. And I didn't, I would like the, show. I would leave a comment and I would watch my segment, and then I would leave because I wasn't doing it out of love. It was something that, it was just a hustle. He was paying me to do it, and I did it. And, I liked Khan, so I wasn't going, say no. And eventually I started watching the shows though, and I started seeing, I'm like, wow, he's really like improved the way, his show is compared to the original XCW shit that he was doing. Like he has improved. His quality's better. I like the promos, and I'll never forget, around the time Kobe had passed away, unfortunately, he was putting together a show called Destination X. And, he had asked me to do a promo, and still I was out of it, far removed from calling him, okay, I'll do a promo. But he was asking me, hey, man, what do you think if I would do this? What do you think if I would do that? Hey, what about this tribute? What about this guy on commentary? As he's asking me things about the show, my creative juices start flowing again. And then I watched the show start to finish. That was the first call show I had watched start to finish in years. And I really liked the show. Then the pandemic happened, and now we have free time. I'm like, you know what? What if I was to bring CWS back? What if we was to create a community that we didn't have to be, involved with certain communities that we can't stand? And me and Khan put that together. And, I put everything, heart, soul, passion into XWE. And I never felt that coming back to me. I was putting out way more than I was getting back. I was promoting his shows, recording all the commentary, editing all the commentary, uploading on my channel to help him get views. Because that's what Top Rank was, meant to be. CWS is good. You know what I'm saying? We've been around forever, and we have a fan base, but the other shows in Top Rank didn't really. So I wanted, other than GSF. And I wanted to bring them up, with the views and let everybody eat. And I was willing to do that. And I just noticed, I noticed the weird behavior. I noticed, saying one thing and then watching the show and seeing another thing. I noticed, trying to get attention from people who are supposed to be enemies to us or people we don't fuck with, but then telling me, we don't fuck with them or whatever. But then I, see that they talking or something. I'm noticing weirdo shit. And then we had it out a couple of times, and he, dropped out, and then we bought him back, and then he had another issue with other people, and it's so many issues, so much shit going on, basically looking for a way out. And that's what I feel. And, we've had some issues. We are total opposites when it comes to, religion and you know, race issues and fucking abortion issues, my God, and gun issues and, you know, all that. But I still treated Khan like a friend. Even when we disagree, still treat him like a brother. But, you know, it's certain thing that if you're going to do this shit with me, you need to be in. I don't have time for half measures. I don't have time for 1 week you're in, 1 week you're out. So I'm really frustrated now. You know, I don't have the patience now to deal with this shit anymore. The old me would be convincing them to stay, but I'm not fucking convincing anybody to stay. Top Rank, we're putting out the greatest fucking content and call on YouTube. And if you don't want to fuck with us, don't fuck with us. There's the door. Stay out this time because there's never going to be a comeback. And I'm not going to fuck with you because I feel like I'm being stabbed in the back when I put it all on the line for you. And essentially, I gained nothing out of this shit because people who were watching CWS before are still watching. He gained a lot of CWS viewers. We didn't gain any XWE viewers. Again, I was doing that shit to help him. And he doesn't see it. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand that I put it all on the line for him. And all I ever asked for was some fucking loyalty and some, honesty. Why I said he's looking for a way out, because he is, man. If, and for whatever reason, doing this call shit, I get it. It's stressful. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. But you don't have to look for excuses to quit, man, because you're arguing with some other people or doing some other things, or because an opinion isn't the same for you to want to quit over and over and over. That tells me you're looking for a reason to quit. So what's up with XWE? I don't fucking know. 1 minute it's done. 1 minute, Rebirth is coming. Now I don't know if Rebirth. I
mean, shit. If you don't know what's going on with XWE,
No Way Home forever to come. I don't know. Man. I offered him a position to do worldwide and to accommodate him, and I thought we was good. But then a week later, it's some other bullshit. Yep. So I don't fucking know. Pack it up. Whatever he wants to do. I
was going to ask you why is Rebirth in developmental hell, but I mean, if you don't even know what's going on.
I don't know. he sent me a fucking, a script and I, or storyline, not script, so the card, the whole scene. I thought we were good.
Yeah.
I thought Rebirth was coming well along. He's uploading little clips here and there, but then, the next day it's how tired he is of doing this. And so I don't fucking know what the status is of that show, man. I don't know. All I know is I'm tired of the back and forth. I'm tired of 1 minute, we good. Next minute, I don't know. Next minute, I have butterflies. Come on, man. Come on, man. I need somebody. When motherfuckers ride for me, I ride for them. And I'm a loyal motherfucker, and that's the Leo.
And I expect that both ways.
Exactly. I give it out. I give out my loyalty. I defend you till the cows come home. I expect the same motherfucking energy in return, and when I don't get that same energy,
you feel a type of way. Nah, I feel it's very, like very understandable. Very understandable.
So that's the status of that. Don't ask me shit else about it.
You definitely you actually satisfied one of my questions, because I was going to ask you what's going on with the billionaire and yourself, but you just stated that. So my next question is
very weird relationship. We're it's a very weird. I don't know. I don't know what to think now. I you know what I'm saying? When I start having to think twice about somebody now, that's not good. And you know that for sure. When I have to start now thinking if somebody's against me now or with me, it's not a good place to be.
And I thought that some of these situations were handled, but unfortunately.
Me too.
Where's Top Rank headed from here?
Well, right now, GSF, they put out a show, once a year, whenever they can. And GSF is always going to be a part of Top Rank. I never expected, nor did, was it ever promised that GSF would be putting out 1 million shows a year. That doesn't happen with the amount of detail, time, and all that it takes to do GSF. I don't expect that. As far as XLE, I don't consider them to be a part of Top Rank. You can't be all in one day and then out the next day. So I'm thinking they're not even in the mix now, to be honest with you. Like that's, I'm over.
Well, you heard it here first, guys.
BWA is a part of it. CWS is a part. Top Rank is still going, but I'm going to start opening the doors a little bit now. I created Top Rank because I wanted to be amongst, friends and homies and people I've known.
Brethren.
And brethren. Like I've known Ray for since 2012. You know what I'm saying? I've known Vaughn since 2009, you since 2007. Like we're family, you know what I'm saying? And I could trust you guys with my life, and I'm not trying to just let anybody get in Top Rank. I'm not just trying to let any show get in. Like, I got to know you to know how you are. And if I go in the foxhole with you to let you in on this family. But I'm considering adding some other shows to Top Rank because, the goal was to have our own community. And we're not going to continue to hold up what we're doing because people are, going through whatever they're going through. They, need to fix their fucking situation, make a decision, and stick with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
most
yes, I
definitely.
gotta talk like this because I'm fucking frustrated.
Well, I mean, to put it in the easiest way possible in layman's terms, you don't like dealing with people 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's either both foot in, both foot out.
You either in with me both feet or not.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Just literally layman's terms.
And that's in everything. Relationships, friendships, brotherhood.
Yeah,
anything.
for sure.
We either in with each other or we not. I don't have time for the one day we good, one day we not, one day we gonna do this. Look, bro, you either in it with me or you not. And if you're not in it with me, cool, bounce, go that way. But just know this, I'm one of the realest, period. I'm a good friend to all my friends. And you not a friend to me, it's all good. You ain't a friend to me, you a friend of me. You know what I'm saying?
Dropping bars.
Wow.
Now, let's do a quick, I would say 180, but we're gonna switch directions real quick. And I understand this is my field of expertise, but for whatever reason, when I tend to describe things, it likes to go in one ear and out the other. So we're gonna have you describe this stuff.
Absolutely.
What's the deal with BWA?
Okay, so again, back to what I was saying about the way we promote characters. And it's a very character-driven show that wrestling is not the focal point, even though it is a wrestling show. BWA is a timepiece. So number one, people have to understand that going in. It is not 2022 when you watch BWA.
It's not 2012.
It's not 2012.
It's right now.
Talking about love, baby. This show right now is in 2004.
We started in 02, but we in 04.
Started in 02. And we are essentially telling a story before Top Rank. This is the beginning of Top Rank. BWA was an integral part of Top Rank, right? This is while CWS was that Northeast, wrestling show like the WWF was in the 80s before they blew up. This is we're telling a tale of when we were territorial and before we blew up and how BWA changed the landscape of the wrestling business to what we know now. You see a lot of guys now that are in CWS who were in BWA back then. You see a lot of influences now that's starting to make sense because you guys are watching BWA. For instance, the 1%. Look at the character dynamic between NTG and Matt Diesel in BWA, and look where they're at now. Well, it took what was going on back then to get them to where they're at now, and that's just one example. The Cash Cartel, Lido Polo, Slutty Boys, stuff like that. You guys have to pay attention. You have to understand the type of story that's being told. It's very heavily rap influenced. A lot of rappers are going to be in the show. It is what it is. That's the story we want to tell with BWA. It's going to be Adult Swim centric because, again, that's part of the story, and people have to understand that. We have to understand that this ain't your typical wrestling show. BWA, to me, is the most unique wrestling experience you'll ever find on YouTube. And this is from the guy who created CWS. I believe CWS is one of them ones, but even we're not doing all the shit BWA is doing. So I think y'all need to go subscribe to Lido Polo 626. Get caught up on the BWA episodes. I even have one uploaded on this here channel.
Yeah, episode 3.
Episode 3. You know what I'm saying? We're getting to the pay-per-view. I'm telling y'all the shit that's going on in BWA, when you're done watching this shit, you ain't seeing shit like that anywhere else. I promise you.
So, why does it take place in the 2000s?
Because this is pre-Top Rank, and we have to tell the story. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
We have to show people why this organization is the way it is, who is in charge, what happened, what led up to that, and not just Top Rank, the characters. Nathan Roberts, like right now, he's the OG. Why is he OG right now? Well, we got to learn about the character. And also, I'll say it, we are retconning some shit because we can. Because quite frankly, there was a lot of
there was a lot of fat that had to be trimmed.
Yeah,
so
there was
we're
a lot of fat that had to be trimmed. So we're rewriting some history.
Retroactively changing continuity.
Yeah, there were some ops, and we writing them out. You know, they not a part of this shit. You know, this is, again, you know, there's no better team to be on than me, Envy, and Von. There's no better team in this whole call thing to be on. And when you're on our team, you're the A side. And where you're the A side, it means you call the shots, and that's what we do. So we gonna make whatever fucking type of show we want to watch, and people are gonna watch it or not watch it, but we're gonna stick to our vision. NTG getting shot was proof of sticking to a vision for a long-term fucking story. BWA, where Dion Traps got the weed from the associate. It's shit like that we're purposely putting there so you can see how dedicated we are to the story we're trying to tell. If you want wrestling, go somewhere else.
There's different shows for that, man. We're not trying to tell those kinds of stories. We're telling something completely different.
And I'm not saying that to be rude, but everybody likes what they like. And I understand if y'all want to see, spot wrestling. There's a lot of shows for that, man. We're trying to tell a different kind of story. Both of our shows are heavy into the story aspect, and BWA is even more heavy into it because it has to be because of the time. Okay? Y'all have to understand that. It's a different show. When you watch it, understand how it's being told. And when you start to understand, then when certain things happen, you can put it into perspective.
So I'm going to flip the order of these two questions based on what we just talked about right now in the discourse we just had. So what inspired this direction?
So in CWS, we wanted to tell stories in a different perspective. So, for instance, what's going on right now, and I'm going to have to watch what I say because I am not trying to spoil anything. So, with the 1%, let's look at the members, the 4 members of the 1%. Travis Sparks, Matt Diesel, Von Hollywood, NTG. All 4 of these guys are extremely different individually. However, they all have intangibles that make them work together. Von Hollywood is the classic actor. It's all about him, his brand. He wants to be out in the forefront. He wants to be the man, and he's going to do what it takes. However, Matt Diesel is about that camaraderie, about proving that he's the best in the ring. He wants to be recognized as the pound-for-pound best who's ever done this, period. No questions. He don't give a fuck about being in a movie or whatever. It's about the wrestling in him. Where NTG, it's about something entirely different that we're going to get to. It's not about being the best for him, and it's also not about being in the forefront. He has a different motivation. Where Travis Sparks, this is about changing the narrative about who he is as a wrestler. So these are 4 different men. However, they have that one intangible that sticks together. They're tired of the way things are. They're going to make a change. Now you have Nathan Roberts, who has seen everything that's going on, and he's known these guys his whole career, and he also has choices to make. He's somebody who's reformed now. Right?
There's a story there.
There's a story there.
In BWA, as you see, he was the establishment. Now he's fighting to make the establishment better. There's, and I think that's been, lost in translation. But, continue.
Exactly. Then we have Mr. Carter, the guy who makes it all work. And what is his motivations? You see, then we have new guys like AAA coming in, and now he's changing the momentum in there. This is a very character-centric story that we're telling. We want to show people the differences between people's personality. We want to show them making decisions that affect their long-term lifespan in CWS. And at the end of the day, when consequences happen because of choices they made, we want you all to understand the mentality of these individuals and why they made the choices that they made. For instance, I'll give you all a little something. For everybody who's so shocked that NTG got shot, why? Why are you so shocked that the man who had something to do with Rockstone getting shot, Rockstone's house getting burnt down, and the amount of dirt that's been going on for all these years, and even we could see now back to BWA, why are y'all shocked that that man is getting touched? If this is real, see, here we go now. If this is real street shit going on, you shoot somebody, and it's known that you shot somebody, they coming for you. So
they're going to up the score,
they
as they say nowadays.
So Why is that shocking to y'all? See, this is what I'm saying. We're telling stories that make logical sense. This is not shock value shit that's going on. So again, we're telling stories from a chain of events, an overarching story, a theme to the season. The theme right now is the 1%, but that's not just the members. That's including Nathan Roberts, that's including Mr. Carter, that's including AAA. Decisions they're going to make, how it changes the relationship between each character, and then in the end, why did they make the decision? Feel me? So again, it's a different way of storytelling. And that's the motivation. We want to show things from a psychological standpoint than the typical, I don't like you, you don't like me, we're going to shake hands though at the beginning of the match and wrestle. That shit is boring. It's boring. I refuse to tell stories like that. It's not captivating for me.
Question. Will we see any overlap of BWA and CWS?
Absolutely. Well, people are already saying it. They just have to pay attention. We are absolutely going to see the overlay because, again, there is no Top Rank and 1% and Cash Cartel and Lido Polo being there and all these things now. Army of Sangala, the Slutty Boy, there is none of that without BWA. So that's the foundation. So for y'all who love CWS, I implore you to watch BWA because a lot of things will make more sense if you do. You will understand why NTG is the way he is now, why Matt Diesel is the way he is, why Nathan Roberts is the way he is now if you go watch them early on.
Now, based on, well, I wouldn't even say based on, because I think this has been going on for a very long time. Just, my little hypothesis, of course. Why do you think people hate Nathan Roberts?
Because just like they hate Austin Theory, not that y'all are the same, it's not who they asked for. When people don't get what, people get behind somebody, for instance, and I'm a Lil Mikey, very over. Everybody wanted me to push Lil Mikey, right? Cool. But when you decide to go with someone else, they're not going to like it. And they didn't ask for Nathan Roberts, so that's their attitude. This is what I think their attitude is, because this is what a wrestling fan's attitude usually is. When it's somebody they don't ask for, they're going to have this kind of opinion. They didn't want Austin Theory. They didn't want Roman Reigns. The company picked them, so fuck them. That's probably the problem. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's my opinion, because it can't be anything else. You cut great promos, you're dedicated, you're reliable, you're always there when I need you. And again, when they're not sitting in this chair, and it's not a throne, I'm not acting like it's a throne, but when they're not sitting in this chair, they don't understand what it is to do this. When you got to chase people down for promos, you know what I'm saying? When you got to continually argue with somebody because they want something for their character versus what you want to do as the promoter. When you get people who understand what you're trying to do, again, understanding the vision, you invest in those people. So again, people don't like that Nathan Roberts is being pushed, go watch another show. And that's pretty much my attitude. I know that sounds arrogant, sending viewers away, but it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, we telling the story we want to tell. I know we got great shit. Sit back and enjoy it. And if you're not enjoying it, you know where the door is.
On the topic of misplaced hate, who else do you think is misunderstood in Top Rank?
Me, by far. I'm very much misunderstood. But, I own that. I've always been misunderstood, and you know that since I came on this whole, internet shit. I've always been misunderstood. They always see me as the guy, fucking with people. They never see the slap before the punch, though. They never see what somebody says to me first, and then I respond. But other than me, Amir is very much so misunderstood. People, he can't say nothing on Twitter. He legitimately can't say shit without people getting offended. He's very much misunderstood. That's just the way it is.
What's in the future for Top Rank? What's next on the agenda?
What's next on Top Rank? Well, again, I want people to tune in. I want people to see what's going on. And I'm not trying to spoil anything. They got to tune in. These days, that's coming next. It's going to be a great episode. Main event is Travis Sparks versus Nathan Roberts. That's a huge match. Huge match.
A lot of subcontext behind that.
A lot of subcontext. We also have in the co-main event, Mark Angle, the YouTube champion, versus AJ Jenkins, the Fallen Ghoul, who's Top Rank's grand champion. We have Carl Van Shrieker making an appearance. We also have Jose Make a Difference Perez taking on Freddie the Working Man Durant in the Falls Count Anywhere match. We have King Kong versus Godzilla. That is Banark from the Leaders of Tomorrow going against Leave the Man Beast from the Cash Cartel. And that Banark worked the match for the NTG, but this is Leave the Man Beast's first match in CWS. And that match is opening the War Zone. So These Days is next. That's what's literally right next. And then we're working towards a pay-per-view. After These Days, we have another episode called Pearl of Euphoria, which will be the go-home show. That will come out in September. These Days is coming out August this month. And then the pay-per-view is coming out in October.
Also, since we're on the topic of advertisement, shout out to everybody who do support BWA, because the next episode, The Pimp Who Loved Me, will be coming out around the same time as These Days. So think of it as a joint, top ranked celebration.
Absolutely.
And my last question for the founder of Top Rank: how do you go about joining Top Rank?
You message me on Twitter at Young Mustafa, Mustafaaa. You hit me up. We have dialogue.
And that goes for owners and wrestlers, correct?
Yeah. Anybody. You leave a comment on the video, or you hit me up on Twitter, or you hit Envy, or, one of us, and the message will get to me, and then we'll have a conversation. It's not hard. Go call Wrestling Society on Instagram. Call Wrestling Society. It's all one word on Instagram. Easy to get a hold of, but Twitter is like the best place.
Yep, that's Lito Hundo for my Twitter. I have Lito Polo for my Facebook page. I have Raven on my Facebook page, so you know who that is.
Now, what about you? Huh?
Know what I'm saying? And so, just to reiterate, we are looking for new leagues to join, and I need roster spots, Know what I'm saying? We'll definitely be on that. Any last words for everybody that's watching this?
Hey, man, I just want to say salute to everybody for tapping in and showing love. We're going to do another one of these in September. Once a month, we're going to do these top rank reports. This is the real version, not that lame jabroni version that was on Facebook by a guy that no one cared to read what he was saying. This is the real deal, Holyfield. Salute to everybody for being loyal. Smash that like button. Thanks to everybody who came through. Leave a comment. I know some people was probably hot at me about what I said, but I'm honest and I'm passionate. And that's all I got to say. Subscribe. Smash the like button, all that.
And remember, if you have a question that you want asked on this show, leave it in the comments section.
If you from my past, then I promise you don't know me.